So let it not be like I didn't give my voice or I didn't state my opinion for posterity's sake, for the sake of generations to come on this dunamis church issue where Pastor Paul Eneche, Dr. Paul Eneche, senior pastor at Dunamis International, where on a Sunday a lady by name Miss Aim was giving a testimony where she was testifying how she faced so many hurdles being the first member of her family to be able to bag a degree from the National Open University of Nigeria. She was really trying to express herself in a very, very large auditorium. This might be somebody that might have really found it difficult to go up there on the stage in the presence of multitude of people, but still overcame that fright to want to share her joy. And to me, the way and manner Dr. Eneche approached it was more like an emperor, like you are judging, you are judgmental, like you determine what is true and what is not true before any cross-examination or physical investigation. You have the knife and the yam. You are yea and amen. You are alpha and omega. Whatever you say must stand. I mean, it's so terrible that a lady that was trying to share her moment of joy, her moment of gladness, her moment of victory, her moment of happiness, and then you now killed her joy. You dimmed her light. You quenched her light. You threw a spoke into the progress of her will. You know, this is a lady, and what is even getting me more annoyed is that they are now coming out as an organization. This is not an organizational issue. It's a personal thing. Let the doctor, Honorable Dr. Paul Eneche, come out and apologize. I am sorry. It's a 3-letter word. It will cost nobody nothing. Nobody will be hurt if you apologize. It's not an organization that offended her. It was a member of the organization, which happened to be the CEO of the organization. Let the CEO come and tender a public apology. That doesn't cost anything. I mean, the statement that the Dunamis International Gospel Center, Destiny House, an official statement on Miss Ayin Veronica Nena's testimony. Listen to the statement. A scenario was created on Sunday, the 14th April 2024 at the Glory Dome, the global headquarters of Dunamis International Gospel Center, where Miss Ayin Veronica Nena came out to testify of how God helped her to graduate from the university, thus making her the first person to attain the feat in her family. These were the immediate triggers for the said scenario. Now listen, this any not even lawyer, any social studies student, a GS3 social studies student should be able to read between the lines of this letter they term as apology letter. To me, this is not an apology letter. This is a justification letter. This is an explanation letter explaining what happened. We already know what happened. This is like justifying what happened. We are talking of a sincere, genuine, heartfelt apology from the man of God to the. It won't cost nothing. It will not demean him. It won't pull him down as being high. No, rather it will exemplify Christ in him, that Jesus is meek, Jesus is humble, Jesus is gracious. Jesus would have owned up to his mistake and tendered an apology. Now this is where it gets so thrilling. They say first, listening to the testifier's expression as it borders on basic spoken English conveys the impression that the minimum standard expectation of a graduate, especially a graduate of law, was not met. Now, who are you to judge someone by their mode of expression? This is just a mode of expression. Some people cannot speak English, but they are good in calculation, mathematics, physics, chemistry. For crying out loud, English is not a yardstick for measuring intelligence. English is not our mother tongue. Go to China, you will see Chinese children developing technology, speaking China, not English. Where has English now become a standard measure of expressional intelligence? I mean, this letter is rubbing salt to injury as far as I'm concerned. If I cannot express myself in front of a multitude, does not take away from my soundness or my intelligence. I mean, this letter is another insult. How will you say first, listening to the testifier? Are you the judge? Are you the creator of the testifier? Are you the Lord and Master of the testifier that you will listen and now say, because I've listened to you, your own is zero? Was that an interview? It was not an interview. It was a testimony. Now you say, first, listening to the testifier's expression as it borders on basic spoken English, convey the expression that the minimum standard expectation of a graduate, especially a graduate of law, was not met. That is not between you and the lady. That is between you and the Federal Ministry of Education, the people that set the tone for our standards of education. If the Ministry of Education and the Open University of Nigeria allows her to pass, who are you to say you are not allowing her to pass? You are just a church. You are not a standard regulatory body for an educational, what am I going to call it? Now say, second, stating that she studied law for 10 years beg the question of what her degree actually was. People go to foreign countries. People can study this semester and say they are not studying next semester. They can defer their admission. They can defer their courses. They can defer their semester. If somebody studies for 10 years, how is that your business? Kilo coin. What is your business if somebody studies for 10 years? If the person dey university 20 years now, he sabi, provided he still graduate. Thirdly, she was unable to state exactly what the correct degree was for law, which is LLB. Rather, she said it was a BSc in law, which is largely known as law degree in Nigeria or possibly globally. Now, global best practices. We have searched the internet. Google is your friend. Google is 1 second away from you. Just pick your phone. They do BSc law in other crimes. And even if there's no BSc law in Nigeria, that is not a basis for you to accuse this lady, because it could have been stage fright. It could have been anything that made her. Well, of course, you are already antagonizing her. You were already cross-examining her. You were already putting her under duress, putting her under fright. When you are now throwing questions at her, of course she must stutter. She must stutter. These were things she was not prepared for. So let's say it's not even a BSc. Look, dunamis, una done already. See, this thing has happened. Damage control. The damage control you guys have employed so far has not worked. Let the honorable man of God come out and tender a simple "I am sorry." That will just kill it. Then you said it must be pointed out clearly here that embarrassing the testifier publicly with the attendant media frenzy was never intended. Whatever happened was under the spur of the moment. The action of the senior pastor was rather based on his and the church aversion to seeming mediocrity and any appearance of untruth, while we remain resolute in our passion for excellence. Now, let me say something on that. People coming to say something untrue, that means you are even giving room for the public to know that there are untrue things happening in your place. That is what this conveys to me. It means, okay, now you are trying to control that untrue things don't happen in your place. That means there's a precedence of untrue things happening in your place. But you are now trying to control untrue things not happening in your place by antagonizing a true situation. Can you get that? So it's just so crazy. He say it must be pointed out clearly here that embarrassing the testifier publicly with the attendant media frenzy was never intended. Whatever happened was under the spur of the moment. The action of the senior pastor was rather based on his and the church aversion to seeming mediocrity and any appearance of untruth. While we remain resolute in our passion for excellence, intolerance and mediocrity and falsehood, we wish to reiterate the fact that no harm or hurt was ever intended by senior pastor against Miss Ayin Veronica. The senior pastor feels deeply concerned and had already reached out to her. As a commission, we regret every inconvenience, hurt and embarrassment this unfortunate scenario has caused to Miss I, Veronica Nina, we remain committed to her physical welfare as well as her spiritual growth. God bless you. Sylvester Errd. Sylvester Errd was not the one that embarrassed this lady. Paul Eneche was the one that embarrassed this lady. Then Sylvester Errd is apologizing on behalf of Paul Eneche. Wonder shall never end. These are the things we are talking about to fix this country, to make things right in this country. Paul Eneche offended. Sylvester Errd is apologizing. This public relations department of this organization, they need to scrap that organization. I will do a better job as a publicist. It doesn't cost anything for Sylvester Errd to advise the man of God to come out and take responsibility. Is Sylvester Errd the CEO of Dunamis International? Is Sylvester Errd the senior pastor? Is Sylvester Errd the one that accused this lady wrongly? Personal assistant, secretary to the senior pastor, Dunamis secretary. Oga commits, they put secretary for front. These are the things that holds us bound in this country. Let him take responsibility for his unwarranted outburst on a Sunday. This was a lady that was sharing her joy. No, Sylvester Errd should not take the fall for Paul Eneche. These are two different bodies. I mean, it is wrong. Then again, the lady has come out. The background was showing Dunamis, Paul Eneche to the left, Becky Eneche to the right, and the lady is saying she doesn't hold anything against. Why didn't they use that media to say, okay, we are sorry, this? It was still the lady. It seemed to me like it was the lady that was even apologizing to them. These things are not, I mean, these are not, they shouldn't be acceptable when we are trying to build a modern society. These acts are calumnious, mediocratic. They should not be in modern day. They should not be in any modern day space. We have not forgotten this is the same pulpit Peter Obi turned to his campaign headquarters. When Peter Obi was campaigning, this is the same pulpit he used as his campaign headquarters. Let's not forget all this in a hurry. We can't fix a country with all of these haphazardness. No, we can't build a country. We can't have our foundation on all of these this one works this on gamble, trial and error. We can't build something on nothing. I mean, if I were to be Paul Eneche, I will come out with a very deep sense of remorse from the bottom of my heart, from the depths of my heart. I will come out and apologize. I am sorry is a 3-letter word. That is what Jesus will do. That is exemplification of the life of Christ. Christ was meek. Christ was soft. Christ was unoffending. Christ was not boastful. Christ was not deliberately, arrogantly, flamboyantly accusing people. Christ was not better than Christ was not better than you. Because you speak better English does not say you are better. What English do you speak? Is English our mother tongue? Because Britain colonized us, we're a colony of Britain. English is not our original language. Anybody that can speak English for his pocket. How has speaking English put food in my pocket? How has speaking English? This lady might be able to argue a case in the court of law in Hausa, in Yoruba, or in Igbo and win the case. And she might not be able to speak English. Does that demean her? Does that reduce her intelligence? As that said, she doesn't have anything upstairs. This letter Dunamis wrote is compounding the issue, is flogging the issue. Pastor Dr. Paul Eneche has erred. He's human. He's not superhuman. He's not assistant Jesus. He's not above sin. He's not above the realm of humanity. He's not a demigod. He's not an angel. He's a man, flesh and blood like me and you. So why can't he apologize? An apology would cost the church nothing. Instead of beating around the bush, jumping from frying pan to fire, running from pillar to post, tendering an official apology that was egoistic and annoying, to say the least, maliciously put, doing publicity stunt, using special assistant to apologize for something the CEO did. I mean, this shouldn't be found in a society that is developing, that is building. Later when I go talk, say naira weak against dollar. These are part of the issues, because the economy itself is reflection of a mirage. Terrible things happening. You take Tinubu alone is the cause of the problem of this country. These are part of the problem we face in this country. For crying out loud, the man of God has erred. Let him come out and apologize. Let him come and apologize. It is simple. Nobody hold a pass. You are fallible. A man of God can fall. We are still going to treat this thing until we get to the most logical conclusion of this matter. Because as far as we are concerned, this matter should not be swept under the rug. We must come to the end of this matter amicably, where every party involved are at par. Not this safe-face approach where we are trying to just paint the everything as the lady's fault. She can't speak English. She used 10 years in university. She doesn't represent a law graduate. Blah, blah. If I am the one, I feel more insulted. If I'm the one with a BSc in law, by now I go down the court. I would have filed a motion against Dunamis International right about now. I would have been in court. We would have started hearing this matter about what they do for social. No. What is not good is not good. Don't you down, it's not good. It's not good. This should be addressed. Paul Eneche has erred. Let him ask to be forgiven. Let him tender a public apology. So we will be back. Thank you.